Hi, this is AB Heating and Cooling. Today I ran into an issue where doing preventive maintenance cleaning, I was coming out taking a look at the unit and I noticed that there was a crack in the inducer assembly. If you see right here, this is actually it's like a plastic housing almost that Rheem had back in the day. So they had a crack in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with a brand new one. I'll just put it in here real quick. Replace it with a brand new one. To show you how the process goes. I've already got the power off already. First going to start off by taking off the power leads onto the assembly motor itself. Next I'm going to go ahead and take screws from out of here. I've got a 1/4 inch magnetic wrench here, so what I'm doing is just taking those screws out. Nice thing about these things is no matter what, you don't lose the screws. They don't drop out. Alright, you know what? I'm going to stop for a second because I also need to take off the hose that feeds to the pressure switch, which is this right here. I'm going to take that off because when this thing comes down, it's going to try to drop, and I don't want to mess this hose up. So, you've got to excuse me while I know I'm in the way of the light, so I'm trying to stay out of the light while I'm working. Okay. Gotten that off. We also got a ground wire here too I need to take apart off the gas valve. If you notice, they have it's like a hold on one second. This is very important too, especially with the new one. There's one on the new one is also, when this goes to meet up on here, the mastic itself needs to be able to cover this over so that way carbon monoxide does not come back out into the house. So it's extremely important. So now that I've gotten that off, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to clean that up a little bit. I don't know exactly what I want, but I'm going to use this. Got a nice clean surface there now. Okay, got the brand new one here. Notice how this is all nice and clean on here. It's not breaking apart like the other one was. So once I go up against that metal, it's going to close off entirely at that point. Very important though to have your furnace cleaned on a periodic basis, or at least checked out by a licensed professional. This is extremely important because we had to shut the unit down for a while because I was picking up numbers off of my carbon monoxide detector that I have. I have a handheld device that I purchased. I was picking up at one point I was picking up 30 ppms. And I was doing it intermittently. It was coming out, spewing out from where that hole kind of like was located. So if it's something that was not picked up on, it could have possibly killed the homeowner. So I can't stress it enough. And I'm not saying this just to get money from another customer, but it's extremely important to at least have some kind of service agreement with a licensed contractor who can come out at least at least twice a year to come out and check your system out. Start up and at the end of the year just to check it again to make sure everything was still fine with it, because there's a couple devices on here that if they go bad on you, you end up spending money. But if you have a maintenance agreement, you can kind of like avoid spending that extra change. So You have a hot surface igniter. I'm not hot surface igniter. You actually have the flame sensor, which is important. It needs to be cleaned on a periodic basis. You want to make sure that a lot of times you get a lot of sediment coming from the flue itself. So there's certain things that need to be cleaned out on a periodic basis. If you don't, it's almost like same way you treat your car. Get your oil changed every 3,000 miles. You know, same thing with the furnace. You want to get that checked up every 6 months. I mean, I do mine a lot more frequently, especially with the filters and everything else. Extremely important. Okay, so I've got that back on. I'm going to go ahead and put these screws back onto the flue here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm not going to do it in the video because it's going to take too much time. Is I'm going to get my screws and I have an impact drill. I'm going to put 3 screws here off the old assembly. Still have that hose. I'm going to reuse that hose over again. I'm going to get in the way for a second because I need to check something here. Looks good. That hole kind of looked like it was closed inside of there. It feeds that, so just checking it. We've got that on. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that back onto the pressure switch. Do my ground line that I took off from the gas valve back on. And I'm going to put my voltage lines back on. It's that simple. It's nothing difficult. It's just extremely important, like I said, to have someone come out and check your system out on a periodic basis to make sure everything's running fine. These systems, they're nice because they do keep your house warm, they keep your house cool, but at the same time they can be extremely dangerous if you overlook some of the basic things with these units. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at 856 area code 207-9298, or you can visit our website at abheatingandcooling.com. Thank you very much for visiting A&B Heating and Cooling.